Hello and welcome into the first episode of the Awakening MPC. My name is Abby and I want to thank you for joining me today. So, there's a lot going on right now. We're living in some pretty strange times. We've got 3i Atlas out there that's coming in and nobody really knows what that is. There's a lot of talk about UFOs, UAPs, drones, plasma orbs, things like that, as well as a lot more talk about consciousness and what that means for us as humans and raising our collective consciousness. There's a lot of negativity going on in the world right now, and what I wanted to do was to create this channel to help start spreading some more positivity, okay, showing clips and quotes and featuring people who are doing some really amazing work and really amazing things around the world because spreading positivity is something I think that we need a lot more of right now. So, if that's something that you are interested in, that sounds good to you, then, definitely leave a comment. Let me know if any of these clips um, speak to you or help you, or, if you're already kind of awakened and on your journey, leave some comments below for some people who may just be getting started. And then also consider subscribing. I would really appreciate taking you along with me on this journey. So, with all that being said, let's get into it.
Everything you can possibly imagine exists right now in the field. It's just about you energetically tuning to it. Think of it similar to that of a radio dial. If you're on 98.5 FM and you want to experience something at 111 FM or something like that, some spiritual number for you, then what you would do is you recognize it already exists. You don't have to create 111.1 FM. It already exists. It's about energetically tuning to it. And just like we know, if we had a radio dial right here and we tune it to 111.1 FM, 111.1 FM is all around us right now. It's simply vibrating at a specific frequency, and once we tune to it, then we pick up on the frequencies that already exist.
Isn't it strange how paradoxical your world feels? Learning something new makes you feel dumb before it makes you wise. Working out makes you feel weak before it makes you strong. Facing your fears makes you feel terrified before it makes you brave. In order to heal, you have to suffer. And in order to have peace, you need chaos. Because life disguises growth as failure and progress as pain. But if it feels hard, it probably matters. Because becoming is messy. It breaks who you were to make room for who you're meant to be. You don't build strength by feeling powerful. You build it by showing up when you feel powerless. So if you feel tired, uncertain, and behind, you might just be in the middle of becoming. And that's exactly where you're supposed to be.
The way people treat you is a reflection of how they see you. But the way you let people treat you is a reflection of how you see yourself. If you let people walk all over you, it's not about them, it's about you. Your boundaries show the world how much you value yourself. If you don't demand respect, you'll get whatever treatment they decide to give you. The truth is, no one's opinion about you matters more than your opinion about you. When you see your own worth, the worth that God places on you, you'll stop tolerating anything else. Raise your standards and the world will adjust.
I think that's something that everybody needs to remember, honestly.
Hello friends! So consciousness creates reality, but how does it work? I'm going to explain it to you very simply here, and by the time you're done with this video, you're going to look at all of reality and probably operate in this world completely differently. You're also going to become a master manifester and be able to edit your reality any way you want. Check this out. So in the amazing book, Feeling is a Secret by Neville Goddard, he talks about consciousness being fundamental and the basis of everything. And that was decades ago, way before modern consciousness researchers and quantum physicists started saying it. Way before it was cool. Neville Goddard was talking about this stuff, and he broke it down like this. Consciousness has two components, a male and a female, a husband and a wife. So your conscious mind is the male, the husband. It is what gives the order, gives the directive, and it is what uses its logical, it's like your left brain. It uses logic and thinking to create the seed, and then it plants that seed into the subconscious. The subconscious is the wife, is the female component. It is the fertile garden. It takes that seed and it brings it to fruition. It grows it into reality, okay? And it doesn't differentiate between good or bad, positive, negative. It just does what its job is, which is to take that seed and grow it. It's a garden, okay? So when you know this, it changes everything, because your mind is constantly planting seeds in your subconscious garden, and you don't know it. So a lot of these seeds are negative. They're not seeds that you actually want to grow. And knowing this changes everything, because here is how you make a seed. You use focused intention, right? You come up with a clear thought, and then you marry that thought with emotion. And that is the kicker. That's what turns it into a seed, because you have like 100,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are just fleeting random thoughts. So luckily, your subconscious doesn't just manifest everything. It has to be a very specific seed. Well, it turns into a seed when you marry it with enough emotion. Okay, that's the kicker. So whenever you take a thought, you take a clear intention, and you put enough emotion with it, that's what differentiates it from just your random fleeting thoughts and makes it into a seed and plants it into your subconscious garden. Okay, so if you have a negative thought and you marry enough negative emotion to it and you plant that seed, your subconscious still manifests it, because it doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know that you didn't want that done, because you made the seed. You did all the things, okay? So it's very important to control your thoughts. That's the most important thing ever, because our imagination, your left brain, your imagination is creating these seeds and planting them all day long. And your subconscious, your fertile subconscious garden never stops creating. It's constantly creating. It's taking these seeds and turning them into reality. So what it does is, so say you get into like a kind of a meditative state, very sleepy, hypnagogic state. It's really good to do this before you go to bed, or just when you meditate, and you get really clear. Okay, you filter out all the noise and static, and you say, okay, here's what I want. And you come up with an idea. I have a crystal clear intention, crystal clear thought. This is what I want to manifest. Then that's just a thought at this point. You haven't turned it into a seed. You marry emotion. You put this emotional energy with it, especially if it comes from your heart. Oh my God, that's the good stuff. That's what turns it into a powerful seed. You marry emotion with this thought, and now you've just encapsulated that thought. You've split it from the rest of your thoughts, and you have said, okay, you differentiated it. This thought is different. This thought has crystal clear intention. I focused on it, and I married emotion to it. I encapsulated it, turned it into a seed, and then it plants it into your fertile subconscious garden. And then that part, the female part, the wife, takes that directive from the husband, from the male part, and it grows it. It grows it. It turns it into reality. What it does is it starts pulling things into your reality and reorganizing things to make it happen. That's what we call synchronicities. When all of a sudden you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. This is exactly what I need to happen for this to work out, right? Your subconscious is doing this. The female's doing this the whole time. It's the life giver. It's what's making things happen. It's getting things done. So you can see how this is working 24/7, but we typically don't orchestrate it. We're just doing it all willy-nilly, right? Without any real deliberate intention. And that's how most people go through life. But once you understand this, once you understand that your conscious mind, the male component, is constantly planting seeds into the subconscious female component, and you're just like this growing garden of manifestation, 24/7 around the clock, then you'll start becoming very deliberate with your thoughts, your feelings, your action. You start leading with love. You start opening up your heart and start basically bathing all of these manifestation seeds in love, because that's like the miracle grow. That's what really kicks it into overdrive. So I just love the way Neville Goddard talks about this. He was way ahead of his time with, how he broke down consciousness. Consciousness is fundamental, and it is what's creating your reality. And it's this divine interplay between the male and the female components of consciousness that is giving birth to your reality. And that's what manifestation is. And once you understand this, it changes everything. Let me know what you guys think about all this. Have a beautiful day. Peace.
All right, so that's Jordan Crowder, and if you guys don't know who he is yet, I highly recommend that you go and give him a follow. He does a lot of short clips and talks on TikTok as well as on X, and now he's actually doing a lot more long form discussions over here on YouTube. So definitely go and give him a follow. He talks about all the great things like consciousness and Three Eye Atlas and Anunnaki and Loosh and everything else that you could even think of, and stuff you probably can't even think of yet. So definitely go check them out.
4 things to always remember. Number 1, having a bad day doesn't mean that you have a bad life. Number 2, you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be the best that you can be. Number 3, You are not responsible for other people's negativity. And number 4, always remember that every little struggle in your life is one step forward towards success.
All right, something we all should remember more on a daily basis.
You may be wondering what's so funny. Well, you could laugh about it or cry about it. It's a choice. Someone once said, God writes a comedy, but humans are just bad actors. So today, instead of flipping out, you flip the script. You choose to find the funny. Now, look at you chopping it up, laughing with your passenger. All because you chose. It is hard to remember the heat of the moment, but you do have a choice. The reflex is to want to lay on your horn. It's to want to teach them a lesson. The default is to rage. I mean, people would understand if you crash out. But why give that power to someone who doesn't even know you? Why give that power to someone who isn't even aware of your existence? Why give them the power to ruin your day for even a second? So this is what we're going to do. On this page, you and I are going to learn how to raise the bar for the things that get under our skin and lower it for the things that amuse us. Because behind the wheel, anger, rage, it has no value. It's not only just useless, it's deadly. Because over 50% of road fatalities are linked to road rage. This isn't about who's right. This is about, we just want you to get home.
You want to go for a ride? You set? Set? Yeah. Oh, you ready to go for a ride? Let's go get some toys. It's too early for this. Do we like this? No. Anything down here? No. Maybe? No. Oh, we have a winner. Don't. Hey, how you doing? Thank you.
Shake it out. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Is it yummy?
All right, so that was our clip featuring, just your average people doing great things for others and animals in this case. All right, so we're going to finish up today with this great quote. This is something that actually pops in my head pretty often whenever I hear myself saying, I can't do this or I can't figure it out. This pops into my head and I say, okay, I need to learn a different way to do it, because that positive self-talk is really what's going to help us in the long run to reduce the negativity and start raising up the positivity in the world. It all starts with us. So with that, that's the end. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe and all that jazz. And I'll see you on the next one.